like we're about there now. So welcome everybody to tonight's session on BannerWeb. I am Kristen Ball, the University Registrar, and I've been at the university for almost 30 years now, and this year my daughter is coming as a first year, so I'm here as a parent as well. But thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm going to demo some of the BannerWeb screens and how to use BannerWeb for you. BannerWeb is our student information system where you do your registration, you can get financial aid information and other sorts of student information. And at the end, I'm happy to take questions. And if you have questions, if you want to type them in the Q&A, my co-moderators can take a look as well. And then at the end, we can answer those for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the demo and look forward to sharing this with you. Okay, so hopefully you all have been in BannerWeb a little. This became available to the incoming students on Friday, and you're welcome to poke around in it as much as you want. This is where you will be registering both this summer and throughout your time here. It's where you can see your grades and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to our test system as one of our test students. And to log in, you use your net ID, which is your it's got one number and 4 letters, and then the password that you set up that's at least 16 characters. And you log in and you get to our main menu. A couple things here. You can check what address we have on file for you. You can update your emergency contact information here. And then the student services menu is the most important and the one I know most about because that's where registration happens. And I'll speak to a couple of the other menu items, but since registration is our main area, that's what I'm going to focus on tonight. So in your student services menu, you'll see you can check your financial aid status. You can do self-service. And you can see your student records and registration. I'm going to go to the registration menu now to start. The menu item that you want to use for registration is this top one, student registration menu, first year registration only. The other links are active, but you will want to use the top one for first year registration. And when you click there, you got to click through a couple more times and you'll get to the registration screen. A few things you can do here. You can click the prepare for registration. And the first time you come in here, you are going to get what we call action item processing. And right now, the only action item that we use is the screen where you agree to pay tuition. And you have to do this before you can go to registration. So you'll want to click continue here. And then click on the action item that you want to take, which is over here on the left, the financial aid or the financial responsibility form. Read through the agreement, which is basically just saying that you're going to pay tuition and that your Richmond email address is your official email address. You'll want to agree down here if you want to continue registration and just save it. Sorry. I've been in here before. So you want to agree and save. My save was successful, and that is the last time I will have to do it for this semester. You will have to do this each semester, and you'll want to go ahead and do that before your registration day comes, just so it's out of the way and it doesn't slow down your registration. When I'm done with that, I click continue, and it takes me back to the registration menu. Now, I want to prepare for registration, which means I just want to check my status and see how things are. So fall of 2021 is when I'm registering for, and we'll see that I don't have any holds and my student status permits registration and so forth. So if I had a financial hold or some other hold, a student health hold, for example, it would be here in red and that would keep me from registering, but I am all good to go. I don't have any parking tickets yet or any of that, so I can register when my time comes. There's a couple different ways you can look for classes in BannerWeb. One, you can use the Browse Classes feature. And we don't have the fall 21 is what you're going to want to look for. You can search by subject. You can either pick from the drop down or you can just type the first couple letters of the subject you think you want to look for, and you can click search, or if you want to do a little more advanced search, you can click the advanced search. You can, one thing that's really helpful is to search by attributes. So if you want to find the class that meets your science requirement, I can come down to the attribute field and type, I just typed sci, and I got the different attributes for the science requirement. I click on one of those and it will bring me back in my search the classes that are anthropology or biology classes that meet the natural science requirement. So I just click this search, and it brings me back all of the sections that are available. So it shows me what days and times, and because these are biology classes, they typically have a lab, which is why you see different days and times here. If it were a regular lecture class, you'd probably just see one line here. You can see the attributes that the class has. So I had chosen natural science to look for, but if the class has other attributes, like if it meets a healthcare studies requirement or something like that, it would have another attribute out here that you could look at. It tells you the instructor and the CRN, which is our 5-digit course reference number, which will become useful later on. And I can click on the course title for additional information. So I can look for attributes here, I can look for prerequisites, and things like that. So I can search through and find the classes I'm interested in that way, and perhaps note the CRN because I can register by CRN if I'd like to. So that's one way to see all the classes. You can also do a plan ahead, and we really encourage people to make plans so that you can register from your plan instead of having to individually register for each class. So again, I'm choosing fall of 21 as my term, and I will continue. And so Richmond Spider here has 2 plans that they've already made. You can make up to 3 plans, and you can name them whatever you want and choose them to register for. But I'm going to choose to create a new plan. Because say I have one plan that is if I think I want to be a business major, and one plan maybe for a biology major because I'm just not sure, and I can throw different classes in there. So again, I can come to this screen, I can search by subject, and right now I'm just going to pick one class, and it tells me all of the psychology classes, since that's what I was searching for. It tells you if it's offered this term or not. And you'll note some classes have a U at the end of the course number. A U is a School of Professional and Continuing Studies class that is not available for you to register. So if you do see those, skip over those. But otherwise, it shows you the classes that are being offered this semester, and you can see the different sections of that. So say I'm a nighttime kind of person, so I want to take my lab at the 6 o'clock time. My lecture is going to be at 10:30. But my lab will be at night, so that's great for the way I work. I will click add, and now I get a little schedule box down here showing me my day-by-day schedule, and then the planned classes over here. So I need to add some more classes because I should have mentioned this at the beginning. Just basic curriculum. Everybody's required to take 35 units to graduate. In most cases, 1 unit is 1 class. So you'll be taking 5 semesters with 4 units each and 4 semesters with 5 units in order to get out on time without having any transfer work or AP credit or that sort of thing. First-year students are limited to taking to registering for 4 units in the July registration period, and we do recommend that first years just keep with 4 units since you're getting used to school and everything, and you want to settle in and get used to how things go here. So the minimum to be full-time is 3.5 units, and the max you can take is 5.5 units, but we do recommend 4 units. So, and for the most part, our classes meet 2 or 3 times per week, except for our intensive languages and things like that. But usually you'll have a Tuesday, Thursday meeting schedule or a Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday. There are some Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3-day-a-week classes as well, but that's the general time. And they're either for 50 minutes or for 75 minutes. So So back to making my plan. I found a psychology class. Let's see, I think I might want to take some Latin as well. This is helpful. I popped up. So Spanish is in our Latin American and Iberian Studies department. So if you're looking for a Spanish class, search in the L's, not in the S's. So I haven't had Latin before. I'm going to put Latin 101 class on my plan, and I just click add again, and it shows up. Oh, I've chosen a conflicting one, but this is helpful to see, so I can see that that's not going to work for me. So maybe I will not add my psychology, because there were many sections of psychology and only the one section of Latin. So I can go back and find a different section of psychology that I might be interested in. And maybe I'll pick the 9 o'clock one, add that to my plan. So then I can save my plan, and you can add up to 5 classes here, since you can register for 5 classes during regular registration period. And I can name my plan whatever I want, something that'll just help jog my memory. And now I've saved my plan. And now that I've saved, it shows that the classes are in my planner, and it shows them in colors on my schedule plan. So you can make up to 3 of those. You can change those as much as you want at any time. And we really do encourage you to do that to kind of see how things are going to fit together and to come up with multiple plans. Then when my registration time comes, which will be at 9 a.m. on Friday, July 23rd for NCAA athletes and the designated scholars, or 9 a.m. on Monday, the 26th of July for everybody, I will go to my register for classes, continue, and I can either look for classes here to try and register. I can enter CRNs, which were those 5-digit numbers that I showed you on the previous screens. And I can register from a plan. So I like this first plan, plan 1 I made. So I'm just going to add all of those to my registration. And again, then the schedule pops up and my summary pops up. If I want to resize things, I can, just dragging up and down. If I want to hide the bottom panes altogether, I can do that using this down arrow, and then I can make them big using the up arrow, or resize with the middle arrow, and that shows me all 3 screens. So I have my Japanese and my psychology here. It's my registration time. I'm ready to go, and I click submit. And now it tells me I'm registered. So it's very important. Once you add the classes to your registration, you still need to click submit to actually get registered for the classes. Again, they will turn colors on the schedule so that you can see that you're registered for them. If I find a different psychology that I want to take, I can go here, pick drop from the drop-down menu and submit. And then my psychology class is gone, but I still have my Japanese class. And that's how you'll do drop add for classes. Once you register from a plan, you can go back to entering CRNs. You can go back to finding classes by subject. You don't have to keep registering from plans. You can register any of these 3 ways. So a couple notes about registration. Right now, the capacities have not been increased for incoming first-year students because our continuing students still have a registration period. So where the classes will be bumped up for incoming students, there's a note on BannerWeb about that, so you can see what the seats will be at your registration time. And we will do that over the weekend, right before registration starts on that Monday. Let's see. Going back to the other old menus, the student services, a couple other things to show you. You have a student profile here where it kind of gives you an overall summary of what you're doing, what your majors, minors are, if you've declared, things like that. It can show my schedule once I'm a senior and I can apply to graduate. I can see that here. It can also view my personal information here. And I can't change things here. It'll just show this for me. The one thing I can change is my personal pronoun here. And if I wanted to designate a pronoun, I could come here, go to the edit button, pick from the pick list, and click update, and that is now saved. That pronoun will appear on class rosters and on GradTracker and on the advisor profile to see as well. Sorry. Also here, I have a link to GradTracker. GradTracker is our degree audit system. And when I go to GradTracker, I can see what my degree requirements are, what my gen eds are. And for purposes of the demonstration, I have declared this student as a biology major, and I can see what all the biology classes are that I would need to take. So you can see this now. Of course, it won't be filled in with anything at this point because you haven't registered and we don't have AP work and transfer work yet. But once you do register, it will show where those classes fit. And once we get any kind of transfer work, it will also show that here. If I think, well, maybe I've taken enough classes and I want to be an anthropology major too, I can come to this what if over here and choose a different major that I want to see how my classes apply. I put that in the block. I can put as many majors, minors here as I would like. And then I just process my what if. And now you can see that a major in anthropology is in my audit. And of course, I haven't taken anything yet, but if I had, it would show up here and I can see what I need to take. Also here, if you hover over the course, it will tell you what that course is and how many credits it is. So also on the student record menu, or yes, the student record menu, you can see your transcript. So once you have credit, either transfer or earned here, it will show up on your transcript. You can view your holds here as well. This is where you will see final grades at the end of the semester. And then you also have these various other menu items that you can see here. Yes. Okay. Sorry. So those are the various BannerWeb menu items and how you kind of click around and use BannerWeb. So like I say, you have plenty of time between now and the time registration starts to kind of click through things, see what the menus do, see where you are, and play around, especially with the planning feature to do that. Okay, so now that is what I wanted to show. I'm happy to answer questions now. Let me take a look and see what kind of questions we have. Let's see. So you can't use CRNs to make plans. To make a plan, you need to click the class from the selection boxes. The recommendation is to take 4 classes, and that would include FYS. So all incoming first-year students are required to take FYS, the first-year seminar, and we do have about 56 sections of those with various topics. And so you can take a look at those on the browse classes. And the specific course descriptions for the FYSs are on the FYS site, which should be firstyearseminar.richmond.edu. And you can see specific course descriptions for that. And you also are required to take Well 100, which is our wellness class. It's 0 credits, but it just meets 1 day a week for 75 minutes each week and covers a variety of wellness topics and introduction to the university and that sort of thing. So you'll want to look for one of those in your schedule as well. Let's see, so many courses say they're not being offered for this term, and is this final? Yes, this is the schedule that we have right now. It's possible a couple of new sections could be added of things, but the classes in the plan that come up are every class that is active in our catalog, which is several thousand, but they are not all offered each semester, so that's why they say that. Let's see. When will the website be open with fall 2021 FYSs? Andy, do you have any information on that? That's not maintained by my office, so I'm not sure when that's updated.
You're talking about the FYS website, right?
Yeah.
I do not know, but I will email somebody and find out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's see. If I don't get all the classes from my plan when I register, do I add other ones one at a time? So yes, if you don't get everything from your plan, when you register from a plan, BannerWeb will get you what is available and put you in those classes. And then you can go back to, sorry, my mouse is acting funny. You can then at that point go to the browse classes to find classes. So you can go here to find classes. If you've written down your CRNs on a separate piece of paper, you can just start entering CRNs, and you can add multiple CRNs at a time to register from that, or you can make a new plan if you'd like. But I think the CRN at that point will be your quickest way to register. Let's see. Is there a way to view grades throughout the semester? So most courses have a Blackboard course associated with them, which is not in BannerWeb, but is a separate system. And in Blackboard, a lot of instructors keep a grade book, and that is where you might be able to see your grades throughout the semester. So question, does everyone register at 9 a.m. on Monday the 26th, or are there stage times? So everyone starts at 9 a.m. There are not stage times. We don't break it down by alphabet or earned units or anything like that. Everybody goes at the same time. See, is there a way to tell if a class is just offered in the spring or fall if it says it's not being currently offered? For the most part, no, there's not a way to do that, because we don't have a strict schedule of what's in the spring and what's in the fall, except for continuation classes like organic chemistry has 2 parts, and so the first part is typically offered in the fall, the second part in the spring. I did mean to show you the catalog that sometimes in the course descriptions will say when courses are offered. So the catalog is at undergraduatecatalog.richmond.edu. And if you go to the courses and curriculum tab at the top, you can choose from any of our 3 schools. Arts and Sciences is where most of the classes are, so you can just pick a subject from there, and you will see all the course descriptions. And within each of these, it will show you how many units it is and the attribute it has. A lot of that information is also available in BannerWeb, but in this course description, it could say if it's offered springs or falls or not. See, where can I find a list of the first year course requirements? So that is also in our general education is also in the catalog, and on the New Spider site, if I'm not mistaken, Andy. New Spiders has a wealth of information, so I definitely encourage you to go to New Spiders to check out the checklist and then everything. So the general education curriculum is spelled out on New Spiders here. There's nothing, sorry. There we go. There's nothing that you're required to take your first year except for the Well 100 and the FYS, and you take 2 semesters of FYS. Other than that, it's kind of open. You have to have the prerequisites for any classes, so you probably can't take a 400 level biology, but otherwise, if there's an open class without prereqs, you're welcome to take that. And let's see. When you register, do you know immediately if the class is available or full? Yes, when you register, you will know right away. And it will also say when you're searching for classes, you'll be able to see a big red box that says full if there's no spaces available. So you can see that, but if you don't get it, you'll be able to immediately go to another class and try and register for that. So I will mention too that we use a waitlist feature for a lot of our classes. Not every department uses the waitlist, but a lot of them do, particularly FYS is one. And so if you can't register for the class, you can put yourself on the waitlist for the class. And when you do that, if a spot becomes available, you'll get an email, and you'll have 12 hours from the time you get the email to register for the class. We don't automatically register you from the waitlist, because some people just kind of put it on there as a, maybe I just want to see if I can get in. So you do have to proactively and go in and register yourself from the waitlist. But you'll get an email if that's the case. But do note that you have 12 hours from the time the email goes out to do that, and then it goes to the next person on the list.
Hey, Kristen, there was a question that came in the chat that I think is really useful.
Okay.
It's in looking at courses that you want to take. How do you know if they're already full or not? Is there a way that you can look, that you can see the course capacity and how many seats are left?
Yes, thank you for asking that. Sorry, I kind of glossed over that in here. So I'm going to go searching for, I just default to psychology. This is my classes. So resize this. Okay, so under status, you can see here where it says 2 of 3 seats remain, 3 of 3 seats remain. Now this psychology 100 is one of those classes where we add additional seats for first years. And if you click, I click the course title and then click course description here, it says how many seats will be added for each class. So they're at 56 right now. They're going to go up to, it's going to go up to 15 per section for a total of 105 for first years. So those seats, you can't see them, but once we add them, it will be more than 3 of 3 remaining and that sort of thing. And then let's find a full class. Oh, psychology is not so full, but if it was full, there would be a big red thing that says that it's full. Let me just show you that. So see when it's full, it has the big red, and then you'll know. But again, these are classes that will have first year seats added to them, these intro biology classes. And you can see that by clicking on the title and then clicking on course description. Let's see, get back to the Q&A. So registration opens at 9 a.m. on July 23rd for the designated scholars and student athletes. It opens at 9 a.m. on Monday the 26th for everybody else. It will remain open through the rest of the summer and the first 2 weeks of school for the drop add period. So you can keep checking back to see if more seats have been added, if people have changed their schedule and something's opened up that you want to be in. And things also shuffle the first 2 weeks of school. The incoming first year students are the only ones who will be on the system from July 26th until the Saturday before classes start. And then that Saturday, returning students can also get on and they'll start dropping and adding classes. So that can also create openings as well. Let's see. If you're planning to pick a major that requires classes that also fill a gen ed, would taking such a class fill both departments? Yes, you can double dip or triple dip if you have a major, minor, and a gen ed, something like that. Yes, you can use one class you can use a class more than once. See, did I miss things from the chat? Looks like the chat is taken care of if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell me how to get an advisor? I can try this one, and Andy, you jump in if you need to. But you need to fill out the academic advisor information form, which, thank you for giving me that segue. Under student services, there is this information for academic advisor form. And you'll want to go and fill that out. And then using the information that you fill out there, the Academic Advising Resource Center will assign you an advisor that hopefully has some similar academic interests or perhaps some personal interests that are the same. And you will get that information, I believe, when you come to school. In the meantime, for the summer, you will be assigned a peer academic advising associate who's an upper class student here who will kind of walk you through a lot of this. And there are also faculty summer advisors available available that will be in touch with you too. But the summer advisors won't necessarily be your fall advisor when the time comes for that. Let's see, are class seats filled on a first come first served basis during registration? Yes, they are. So whoever hits register first and gets through the system will do that. And then it'll go to the wait list. And once it's in the wait list, only the person who has the wait list notification has access to the open seat. Other questions about registration or BannerWeb or our system? A couple more coming in. Please confirm only student assistance will be provided. No, for registering for the first semester, you'll also have a faculty advisor who will be in touch with you this summer. The peer advisor is there to kind of help walk you through the system and give you hints about registrations, that sort of thing. But there's faculty advisors that will be in contact this summer as well. You'll meet with your assigned academic advisor during orientation, so a couple of days before school starts. And so you'll get advising then, and you can also make schedule changes at that point based on that meeting if you'd like. The deadline for registration is the end of the drop ad period. So some classes have a 5-day drop ad, so that'll be the first Friday of school, and other classes have a 2-week drop ad, so that'll be the second Friday of school. And it should say in BannerWeb if it's a 5-day class or if it's a or not. So how do you wait list for a class? I will talk you through it because unfortunately we don't have it set up in the test system. But if you want to register for a class and it doesn't have a spot, when you, if you remember on your plan, there were the little drop down things where you chose add or drop or whatnot. One of the options there will be register for waitlist, and there you can register yourself for the waitlist. You can be on up to 4 wait lists, and we do cap the wait list at 10 each. But if somebody gets off the wait list and you want to be number 10 again, you can do that. So, but here in this box, if there was a wait list, that would be an option, register for wait list in that box there. Let's see, when do AP credits towards classes get calculated or factored in? Is there a way to see them on BannerWeb? So yes, you will be able to see them on BannerWeb and the student services, the academic transcript. They will be there once we get the scores. College Board has told us that scores will be available around July 21st this year because of the weird way they're doing the 3 different testing periods. So that's a little bit later than normal, and of course later than we would like for them to be, but we will be processing them as quickly as we can once we get them, and they will show up on your transcript, and you can also see them on your GradTracker audit. Let's see. For science classes, do we need to have both a lecture and a lab for the gen ed requirement? Yes, the science gen ed is a lab requirement, so you'll have to take that. And for some of the departments, you register for the lecture and lab separately. For some, it's together when you register, and you'll be able to see that on BannerWeb. If it has a separate time, usually it's about a 3-hour block for the lab. If it has that in the 1 CRN, then you're registering for them at the same time. Otherwise, you have to pick a separate lab, and it'll say that also in the comments by the class. Do IB credits work the same as AP? So we do give credit for higher level IB. If you check the registrar's website under policies and services, there's the credit by exam policy, and you can see exactly what scores we need and which tests we give credit for. And the IBs kind of come in little on a rolling basis. For the APs, we get them all at once. IBs, as long as you've selected us as a recipient, we will get them on a rolling basis, and we will add them to your record as quickly as we can. See, well, AP scores from previous years only show up after July 21st. Yes, the College Board sends them to us as one big tape load, and we get everything all together. So we don't have if you sent them like on paper with your application, we won't have those yet. We'll get them as part of the tape load when that comes. Are there other questions? Thank you for sharing the credit by exam policy there, Andy, in the chat. Yeah, we'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen then. But again, still happy to take questions. Yes, thank you for pointing out the tutorials as well. We do have videos on our website. They're linked both from New Spiders and on our site to show you how to use BannerWeb. Okay, so seeing no other questions, I'm happy to wrap it up. This recording will be available on New Spiders if you want to go back and watch it. My office is available by email is the best way right now because we're still working somewhat remotely due to COVID. We'll all be back in the office starting July 12th, but you can always email us at registrar@richmond.edu, and we'd be happy to answer your questions that way as well.